we're back. Thank you. You're in a good mood tonight. We've got a good show with Chevy Chase, David Say, Karen Falcon. Good.
As Rodney Dangerfield would say, what a crowd.
Good crowd, good crowd. What can I tell you? Health is everything. So you frequently laugh on the way home, huh?
Yes, I do.
I've done that.
Sure.
You think of something funny and you start
I'll tell you
laugh?
what I do.
You've been laughing in a car and somebody looks over and you're laughing and they look at you like you're a little disturbed?
I'll tell you what is really funny, and that is strange, not funny, but, you know, we're doing a series next year, some of the best of Carson, the comedy pieces, right? And I've been doing some of the narration for that to get ready. I look at something that we did maybe 10 years ago.
Right.
And it's like it's another person. I'm sitting there laughing my head off.
You were another person 10 years ago.
I guess I was.
We both were
And
another
two
person.
of those persons. Yeah.
Several months ago, there was an article in Los Angeles Times about, we've done this before, about the great Midwestern joke war. It started, I guess, between Iowa and Minnesota. I guess colleges do it occasionally.
Put down.
It's put down, states that border each other. And apparently there's an intense rivalry and the people keep coming up with put-down jokes about one another. For example, here's the examples we use. They like to ask in Minnesota why all football fields in Iowa have artificial turf. It's so the cheerleaders won't graze after the game. So what does Iowa say? In Iowa, they're asking why Minnesotans don't drink more Kool-Aid. And that's because they can't figure out how to get 2 quarts of water into one of those little paper envelopes. Well, since we first did this, we had a bunch of letters from people around the country saying, if you think that's something, look at what our state is doing. All right, so we typed these up. In Tennessee, they say, what do you call a shoe store in Kentucky? A mirage. In Kentucky, they say, why don't the women in Tennessee go in for breastfeeding? Because the milk cartons keep falling off their chests. You see? In Arkansas, they say, what does a woman from Missouri scream when she sees a rat in her kitchen? Dinner is served. These people are cruel. In Missouri, they say, what pets are allowed in Arkansas motels? The ones wearing wedding rings. In Kansas, now here's one about my home state of Nebraska. In Kansas, they say, why do Nebraska brides always wear white? Well, they have no choice. Odor eaters don't come in colors. I know. In Nebraska, they say, what's the difference between a man from Kansas and an inchworm? None whatsoever. In Oregon, why is it easy for a man from Idaho to remember his IQ? It's the same as his shoe size. In Idaho, they say, what do women do when a man from Oregon flashes? Squint. In South Dakota, they say, how do you protect yourself if you're attacked by a North Dakota vampire? You hold up a can of deodorant. In North Dakota, they say, how do you break up a South Dakota man's marriage? You puncture his inflatable woman. In Pennsylvania, they say, why are there no bugs in New Jersey homes? Because even cockroaches have some pride. But, oh sure, but in New Jersey, they say, what's the difference between Federal Express and a girl from Pennsylvania? Well, one costs $14.95 and absolutely positively delivers overnight. The other ships packages. So those are just a few. A lot of hostile people out there. We got these from all over the country. Here's one from David. What's the difference between an Iowa girl and an elephant? Answer, 30 pounds. Question, how do you make up the difference? A, you force feed the elephant. These are cruel people out there, I'll tell you. Keep those cruel letters coming in, folks.
We love them.
Keeps us on our toes. Chevy Chase is here tonight. We have David Say and Karen Falcon. So stay where you are, and we'll continue in a moment.